A very good morning to all. Today we will study second part of lesson number 7 from Science 2. Name of the lesson: Energy Flow in an Ecosystem. Last session you have studied about the one-way flow of energy in an ecosystem. One-way means once the energy is passed from one tropic level to next, no part of energy ever returns to the sun. In today's session, we will going to study about the cyclical flow of nutrients in an ecosystem. Cyclical flow of nutrients means a repeated pathway of a nutrient from the environment through one or more organisms and back to the environment. This we are going to study through different biogeochemical cycle. Dear student, the word biogeochemical, if you notice it carefully, it covers everything on the earth. Are you still finding difficult to understand the name biogeochemical? Let me tell you, bio suggests all the living organisms on the earth, that is biotic component. Geo suggests all non-living part of earth like land, air, water, that is abiotic component. And chemical suggests different reactions occurring on the earth. So, what is biogeochemical cycle? Let us define. The cyclical flow of nutrients within an ecosystem is called the biogeochemical cycle. Nutrients necessary for the growth of organisms are continuously transferred from abiotic to biotic factors and biotic to abiotic factors within an ecosystem. The recycling of biological, geological and chemical sources of nutrients in this process is a complex process and depends upon the level of energy transfer in the ecosystem. So let us see types of biogeochemical cycles. Mainly there are two types: gaseous cycle, sedimentary cycle. Gaseous cycle, a cycle refers to the transfer and transformation of gases between various biogeochemical reservoirs like lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere and biosphere. Sedimentary cycle, a cycle which comprises the weathering of an existing rocks followed by the erosion of minerals, their transport and deposition. The gaseous cycle is a speedier cycle than the sedimentation cycle. For example, if carbon dioxide has accumulated in an area, it is quickly dispersed with the wind or absorbed by plants. The cycle of gases and sedimentary cycle cannot be completely separated from each other. Gaseous cycle includes nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, water vapor, etc. Sedimentary cycle includes soil components like iron, calcium, phosphorus, etc. So, in today's session, we are going to see some of this gaseous cycle, that is the carbon cycle, the oxygen cycle and the nitrogen cycle. So let us start. Do you know what this is? It is a diamond. Do you know what it is made of? A diamond is made of an element called carbon. Carbon is found in various forms on the earth. It is present in the atmosphere as carbon dioxide and is an essential part of carbohydrates, fats, proteins, nucleic acids and vitamins. As it is important to maintain correct amount of carbon dioxide in the biosphere, this happens through the carbon cycle. So, what is a carbon cycle? The circulation and recycling of carbon from the atmosphere to living organisms and after their death back to the atmosphere is called the carbon cycle. Abiotic carbon atoms are circulated and recycled into biotic form mainly through photosynthesis and respiration. Hence, the carbon cycle is one of the important biogeochemical cycles. Plants convert carbon dioxide into carbohydrates by the process of photosynthesis. Similarly, they produce carbon compounds like proteins and fats too. Herbivorous feed upon plants. Carnivorous feed upon herbivorous. In this way, biotic carbon is transported from plants to herbivores, from herbivorous to carnivorous, and from carnivores to apex consumers. Eventually, after death, all type of consumer are decomposed by decomposers like bacteria and fungi, and carbon dioxide is released again into the atmosphere and is used again by living organisms. In this way, carbon is continuously passed on from one living organism to another. After the death of living organisms, carbon goes to the atmosphere and is again taken up by living organisms. Do you know, plants and animal remains in the soil are converted into fossil fuels. Example, coal, petroleum and natural gas. These fuels are used for cooking, transportation and industrial processes. On burning these fuels, carbon dioxide is released into the atmosphere. That is how the biological and the geological worlds come together to maintain the carbon balance in the biosphere. The carbon cycle takes place through two main processes, that is photosynthesis and respiration. Let us see the equation for photosynthesis and respiration. Plants during photosynthesis uses carbon dioxide in the air, water and in presence of sunlight to produce glucose and oxygen. Equation for photosynthesis: carbon dioxide plus water, presence of sunlight and chlorophyll gives glucose, oxygen and water. Whereas respiration on the other hand uses oxygen and breaks down to produce energy, water and gives off carbon dioxide as a byproduct. Equation for respiration: glucose plus oxygen gives water plus carbon dioxide and energy in the form of ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate. Hence, photosynthesis as reduces carbon dioxide while respiration adds to the level of carbon dioxide. That is their relation to maintain the carbon cycle. The numbers that you see near the compounds is to balance the reaction, that is to balance the reactant and product side, balancing the equation you had learned in the standard 8th. So let us see the video for the carbon cycle.
Carbon cycle. Carbon concentration in atmosphere is 0.03%. Circulation of carbon from atmosphere to biosphere, hydrosphere, lithosphere and returns back to atmosphere is known as carbon cycle. From atmosphere, CO2 enters into plants through photosynthesis to synthesize food particles. CO2 enters into terrestrial organisms when the plants are eaten by them. When these organisms die, it enters into soil. CO2 enters into water as carbonates, which are helpful for aquatic plants to perform photosynthesis. In rocks, it is available as limestones. How CO2 returns to atmosphere? From fossil fuel, from respiration of animals, from burning of wood, a release of smoke from motor vehicles and industries. Extraction of fuels,
Let us move to the next cycle, the oxygen cycle. Oxygen makes up 21% of the air and is essential constituents of carbohydrates, proteins, fats, and nucleic acid. Oxygen is found in air in the combined form as CO2 and in the earth crust as carbonates, sulfates, and nitrates. Here is a detailed look how this cycle works. So what is oxygen cycle? Circulation and recycling of oxygen within the biosphere is called the oxygen cycle. This cycle too includes both the biotic and abiotic components. Oxygen is continuously produced as well as used up in the atmosphere. Oxygen is highly reactive and it readily reacts with other elements and compounds. As oxygen is found in various forms like molecular oxygen O2, water H2O, carbon dioxide CO2, inorganic compounds, etc. The oxygen cycle of the biosphere is extremely complex. Oxygen is released in the process of photosynthesis, whereas it is used up in processes like respiration, combustion, decomposition, corrosion, rusting, etc. Do you know most microorganisms use oxygen for respiration? Such microbes are called aerobes, while microbes which do not need oxygen are called anaerobes. It is also used in various chemical reactions. Ozone, O3, is produced from oxygen through various atmospheric processes. So let us see the video for the oxygen cycle.
The oxygen cycle. Oxygen forms 21% of the atmosphere. It is also present in the hydrosphere and lithosphere. Circulation and recycling of oxygen within the biosphere is called the oxygen cycle. The cycle too includes both the biotic and abiotic components. Oxygen is continuously produced as well as used up in the atmosphere. Oxygen is highly reactive and it readily reacts with other elements and compounds. As oxygen is found in various forms like molecular oxygen, that is O2, water, that is H2O, carbon dioxide, that is CO2, inorganic compounds, etc. The oxygen cycle of the biosphere is extremely complex. Oxygen is released in the process of photosynthesis, whereas it is used up in processes like respiration, combustion, decomposition, corrosion, rusting.
Now, let's look at an element that makes up 78% of the atmospheric air. Nitrogen. Nitrogen is an essential constituent of proteins and nucleic acids. All organisms participate in the nitrogen cycle. It is an important component of proteins and nucleic acids as compared to the other elements. It is inactive and does not easily combine with other elements. Most organisms cannot use the free form of nitrogen. That is very interesting that most living organisms cannot use nitrogen directly. So it needs to be converted into usable forms by fixation, either biologically or physically. So what do we mean by nitrogen fixation? The conversion of nitrogen into its compounds like ammonia, nitrites, nitrates is known as nitrogen fixation. So what is nitrogen cycle? The circulation and recycling of nitrogen gas into the form of different compounds through various biotic and abiotic processes in nature is called the nitrogen cycle. The nitrogen cycle takes place through four important processes, that is nitrogen fixation, ammonification, nitrification and denitrification. So let us see them one by one. Here are some awesome legumes. Do you know what these are? These are nothing but pulses that you should regularly have. They are the important part of nitrogen cycle. Let's see how. Legumes have nitrogen fixing bacteria in the root nodules. These bacteria convert atmospheric nitrogen into ammonia, which is readily utilized by the plants. Nitrogen fixing bacteria along with free living bacteria in the soil achieved 90% of nitrogen fixation. That is the biological process of nitrogen fixation. Did you know that lightning plays an important role in nitrogen fixation? Let's see how. When lightning occurs, the high temperature and pressure combine nitrogen and oxygen to form nitrates and nitrites. These compounds dissolve in water and are readily used up by plants. It is used to make proteins, and this is physical or atmospheric fixation of nitrogen. This was the first process. The second process is ammonification. In that, once the plants and animals die, the bacteria in the soil decompose the organic matter and release ammonia into the soil. This process is called ammonification. Thereafter, through biological oxidation, ammonia is converted to nitrite and then to nitrate by bacteria in the soil. This process is called nitrification. Then the nitrite and nitrate are finally converted to gaseous nitrogen by denitrifying bacteria. This process is called denitrification. Thus, the atmospheric nitrogen passes through this four important process and finally returns back to the atmosphere. Thus, the nitrogen cycle is a sequence in which nitrogen passes from the atmosphere to the soil and organisms and then is eventually released back into the atmosphere. Let us see the video for the nitrogen cycle.
Nitrogen cycle. Nitrogen is one of the most important constituents of all living organisms from bacteria to man. Animals obtain required amounts of nitrogen by eating plants and other animals. However, plants obtain nitrogen from either the soil or the air. Air has large amounts of nitrogen in its elemental form, but plants cannot use nitrogen in its elemental form. So, nitrogen should be converted to nitrogen-containing compounds such as ammonia, nitrites, and nitrates in order to be used by the plants. Some blue-green algae present in the bacteria can fix the atmospheric nitrogen into their protoplasm. These organisms convert the atmospheric nitrogen into ammonia. After converting this into other organic substances, plants utilize them for their growth. When animals eat these plants, these substances enter into the animal body. When these animals or plants are decomposed by the bacteria, nitrogen is released into the atmosphere. This is called the nitrogen cycle.
So students, from these different biogeochemical cycles, we can infer that the flow of nutrients in an ecosystem is cyclic. That is, once used up by the organisms from the environment, it returns back to the environment and maintains the required equilibrium. In today's sessions, you can get some question in the exam like define biogeochemical cycle, or give the types of cycle, that is the gaseous cycle, sedimentary cycle. Then write a note on carbon cycle with the help of neat and labeled diagram. the two main processes in the carbon cycle, that is that equation of photosynthesis and respiration. Then write a note on the oxygen cycle with the help of neat and label diagram. What are aerobes and anaerobes microbes? Then write a note on nitrogen cycle with the help of neat and label diagram. In nitrogen cycle, you can also get a question about the important process of the nitrogen cycle. So with this, we come to the end of our lesson. Soon you will be receiving the notes for this chapter. Thank you and have a wonderful day ahead.